Today's video is sponsored by Tokyotreat and Sakuraco. With Sakuraco, you'll receive 20 traditional and artisan Japanese delights, including Japanese teas and one wonderfully crafted example of tableware with your box every month. As for Tokyotreat, you'll get to try up to 20 of the latest, most exclusive and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks that are only available for a very limited time, so we get to share the hype as well. You can actually get $5 off your first Sakuraco or Tokyotreat box, all by using the code LOOKOUT at checkout, or by using the links in the description. I hope you're going to enjoy what I'm about to show you, and take it away, other me!
For Sakuraco this month, it's the Kyoto Moon Festival, and I like me some festivals and I like the moon. Oh, and I've been to Kyoto as well, so actually, this is ticking all 3 boxes for me. And you can find all the information in this particular box in the accompanying book, should you actually wish to have a box, which you can get using the code LOOKOUT at checkout. Oh hey, that rhymes, nice. So first off, we have retro animal yochi cookies, and these look very, very familiar to things that we have in the UK. Definitely things I remember from my childhood, and if they taste anything similar, then let's just see. Lots of nostalgia in these ones, and these are kind of moreish, so. The icing on top is very discreet, gets out of the way so it's not overloaded with sweetness. The bite is just to die for. If you like texture, you'll like these. Next we have Tamba Black Bean Arare. So if you're familiar with these videos, arare are essentially crackers. A very subtle flavour of black bean in there. Pretty much just a nice little morsel, and they do come with 2, so you can share. That's the theme of Sakuraco, for you to sit down with a cup of tea and share some snacks with friends. Or a special someone. And if they like black beans, you're guaranteed a second date. Next up is Kinako Mochi. And this one intrigued me because this doesn't seem very mochi-y to me. I mean, it's not particularly soft, but the guide will come in clutch for this one. Arare, despite its crunchy rather than chewy texture, is also a type of mochi. This one is sprinkled with Kinako soybean flour and wasanbon. Technically, arare and mochi are the same thing? Oh. It's very powdery, and it's mildly sweet. Oh, it's like a salty sweet sensation. Light bite. I wouldn't have actually seen that coming if I was not expecting this, so yeah, not too shabby. This one could be dangerous. It's wasabi pistachio komanhen, or komamehan. I had to look that up quickly, but yeah, wasabi pistachios. Ooh, these look kind of dangerous, and it might be a bit of a challenge, so it might be a little bit hot, but let's see. Oh yeah, that's... Oh, there's a wasabi, but okay. It does kind of overwhelm the pistachio flavour. The smooth texture of the pistachio is still there, so it's like you're getting the wasabi flavour, but it's creamy and a bit soft too. Now these things I'm always looking forward to. It's the Japanese bread. I don't know how they do it, but every single bready thing I've had in Japan or in these snack boxes, I love. Now this is Satsumaimo bread. Japanese Satsumaimo sweet potato has a notably sweeter taste compared to its Western counterparts. Taste its rich flavour with the fluffy breads. Oh, so it's based on sweet potato. Ooh. Oh, and it breaks apart perfectly. The break. Oh, that's perfect. As always, the bread is top notch. It does have spring, it has texture, it doesn't like fall apart. You could definitely have that really well with some butter as well. Now this is a local Kyoto delicacy of yatsuhashi. And this is something that goes back over 300 years, and the recipe has not changed at all. So you're essentially taking a bite out of Japan from the 1700s. Look at that. It's a nice cinnamony cracker, but oh, that is a strong bite. It's like a brandy snap. This is Japanese cinnamon, Nikki. It's got much more of an aroma to it than regular cinnamon. Now, if the wasabi pistachio komamehan didn't really settle well with you, it's okay. These ones are a lot more tame. These are the soy sauce variety. Look at that. It's in the shape of a little heart. Oh, that's good. That's not overpowering soy sauce, so it's quite a light soy sauce. This one with cashew nuts instead of pistachio. And soy sauce and cashew, very nice. They do really work well together. I've been looking forward to this one. I like me some dorayaki, which is essentially like Japanese pancakes. And this one is the yuzu variety. Oh, very nice. And you're not supposed to break these apart. You can't really do it like an Oreo. It'll get very messy. So I guess you just gotta do it in 1 or 2. I love yuzu. It's just the right amount of citrus flavour. It doesn't make the bread really soggy. So you're gonna have a good time. So it's not gonna get like sticky in your fingers. I'm probably gonna have this later because, you know, it's a little bit hot and I want to have it chilled, but this is Kyoto Hochija Latte Pudding. And this is a collaboration between Morihaku Seika and Sakuraco. This is something you can only get in the box. A latte pudding, eh? Well, I do like me my coffee, so I'm liking this collaboration, and this does look very latte-y, so I think probably gonna have this as a nice little pudding on a summer's evening. Now these are Mangetsu-pon Amakara cookies, or crackers, and they are the soy sauce variety. And again, there's a cute little picture of a rabbit there. With its 100th birthday rapidly approaching, this rich soy sauce flavoured senbei has been a favourite of young and old for a while. Senbei, very nice. And that soy sauce thing really packs a wallop. It's a half moon. And if you remember the old ads, totally clips. Now, another thing that you always get with the Sakuraco box is a nice little bit of tableware. And this is a tsukimi plate, and I have to admit that this is probably one of the best ones that you receive. It's just the subtle look of it, like the gold and black, always works really well. Nice little combination there under the Kyoto towers and the pagodas, and it mirrors the box, the special unique box design that comes with Sakuraco and of course Tokyotreat, but we'll look at that later. This is something very unique with the Kyoto government and Sakuraco working together and producing this fine example. And another collaboration between Sakuraco and this time Gion Sujiri is a Kyoto moon viewing gaufrette. And gaufrette is like a French variety of a cracker. It's the printing of the moon, so it's a nice little kind of printing. Sakuraco logo up there, little rabbit, the moon. Oh, that's very sweet. This Sakuraco exclusive sandwiches rich uji matcha cream between two crisp wafers branded with the zucchini theme. Some matcha. Oh, that is a really nice kind of creamy texture. And the wafers really complement it too, and provides a really sturdy outer shell. Honestly, this collaboration works really well. I would encourage them to do more. This another collaboration with Gion Sujiri is their Hochija tea. And I like having a nice little collection of tea, so this is something that is the central piece of a Sakuraco box. So you can have this with some tea, with all the other stuff that you collect, and also, I mean, it just looks really nice and tasteful. Now this was something that intrigued me. This is soba boro, and at the moment it looks just like little flour biscuits, so you think it's nice and cute. One of Japan's very first Western style sweets, boro are light cookies with a biscotti-like texture, perfect for an afternoon tea snack. Ooh, so it's like biscotti but with buckwheat. Ooh, I like the sound of that. I do like me my biscotti, so as you can see, nice little texture there. It smells a bit like biscotti. It's got the really sturdiness to it, but has it got the crunch? It's got the crunch. It's not as sweet as biscotti, I will admit, but honestly, I like that. More subtle variation of a biscotti if you can't get your hands on one. And probably a bit more healthy for you because they're smaller. Just don't eat the whole bag, okay? Now we have matcha cream senbei, and as you've seen with senbei, they are very, very sturdy crackers. This time it's a square instead of a circle, so variety there, but different matcha cream, so let's see. This matcha cream is a bit different in the sense that it's a little less bitter than the other one. I would say it's just a much more dense cream as well. So despite them being the same thing, they do have variations as well. So, Now this one was specially crafted for Sakuraco, and this is Amisho Sawahara. It's a bag of Kyoto candy, which is essentially just like the Japanese equivalent of boiled sweets. So this was specially curated for Sakuraco. These traditional hard candies come in 6 classic Japanese flavours: brown sugar, Japanese mint, matcha, shisho, ginger and plum. I'm not sure what this one's going to be, but it's red, so it's going to be red flavour, so let's just see. Detecting anything? I think it might be plum. I think so. It's very much like Jolly Ranchers, so if you like Jolly Ranchers, it's very much like that, but with a more natural flavour. So we step away from Sakuraco and the Kyoto Moon Festival to Moon Festival Munchies, which is the theme of Tokyotreat, which is what we're moving on to next. This one gives you more of the kind of zany pop culture snacks that you're more likely to be familiar with, but with obviously a Moon Festival Tsukimi twist. Now, immediately I was intrigued by this. So this is like a sour apple candy, like a refresher almost. So this comes in a very long strip, and I'll just take a bite out of this just to see how sour it is. Oh, it's actually not that sour at all. It's more sweet, but there's a little bit of sourness to it. It's just a nice, pleasant little kind of apple thing with a mild sourness to it. It's very subtle, but it just tingles the back of your taste buds a little bit. Next we have Manekan Strawberry Waffle, using the absolutely delightful strawberries of Fukuoka Prefecture, or at least the town of Fukuoka. And once I actually get into this packaging, which we can do right here, as you can see, it's a very nice little waffle. So I'm going to be sure to be very nice because I know Philly likes some strawberry and leave some for her later. But this one, very nice crumbly wafer. I believe I have Manekan before in previous boxes, but let's see. And it's also a very nice but sturdy waffle. So nice little combination of the two. Now we have some classic dagashi with umaibo sea salt. And there's a sea salt cracker, I believe. And as you can see, it looks like just a giant what's it, and these are very common in Japan. It's like salty with a bit of nori, so those like kind of sushi sheets that you get. So let's just see. There is a salty punch that you get at the beginning, but after that, kind of gives way to a typical kind of soft, kind of wheaty texture to it. I had these before, cheeseac. I remember that being this surprisingly cheesy. Has my memory escaped me, or is it just as cheesy before? I mean, look at that. That's like proper red cheese. Oh, that's a strong boy. That is a strong boy. These kind of cheese snacks really work well, and there's a sweet aftertaste as well. So, it's really weird. Like, there is a cheesy beginning, but a very sweet end. So, it's a bit of a roller coaster you have with this one, I will admit. Now we have Donbei Tempura Udon, and apparently this is one of the best types of udon to have during the Tsukimi festival. And every month you do tend to get this type of kind of instant ramen bowl, and it does provide you instructions in the book on how to use it, because they are in Japanese on the packet, but in the book, so it's always important to read the book, it does provide you the instructions in English. But I'll be definitely having this for my lunch later. Now this one was intriguing me, ume soda. And according to the guide that it gives you, is that this is mostly plum-based with ume flavor. And I'm sort of intrigued. And Sangaria, this is the brand. And I'm not a really big fan of plum. I'll give it a go. And let's see. Well, it's not a particularly strong flavor, but here we go. It's mostly soda. Like, it's mostly soda water. So the flavor you're going to get is not going to wallop you in the face. But, you know, it's nice and refreshing. Especially in this very hot weather. As you can tell, I've got the fan on because I really need it. I ain't going to be turning it off and sweating like a bucket. Sorry about that. They've got a nice fizz to it though. Ume soda? Not bad. Now, one thing I've learned from having this long term is that as you go along, you tend to learn what different flavors and snacks are based on intuition. And this is a kupi ramene. So these are essentially little ramene kind of individual little sweeties. So instead of like having ramene, you get like fizzy ramene, so like sherbet lemons that you'd have in the UK, but you get them in the pills thing, and then you have it, and it's the kupi variety of having a nice little bit of ramene within a little tablet. That's actually one of the better ones I've had. Yeah, very nice. I might actually go in for a second one. It does give way very easily, but it's not got really hard outer shell, so you don't have to bite too hard. So, kupi ramene. I think we're onto a winner here. Yo, we got Yamato Aji curry, and I remember picking some of this up when we went to Japan in the first place, so I remember this fondly, and I remember Philly liking these as well, my wife. Oh, it's got very strong curry flavour. The moment I opened the packet, the curry just wafted into the air, so this does smell like curry. It definitely tastes like Japanese curry too. Next up, poriki. I see what you did there. Brown sugar pretzel sticks. So it's essentially a variety of the Pocky, of traditional Pocky, but it's presented in a nice little kind of container, or it's all pretzel stick, but it looks like it's covered in chocolate. Actually, no, my mistake. It's actually a pretzel stick, but brown sugar. Burnt, but if you like sticky toffee pudding, I think you might like these, because it's very subtle brown sugar, but it's definitely there. I'd say it's a bit more of a refined taste, so if you really want sweet things, this might not be for you. This is good. It's like treacle, almost. Oh, I know that Philly's gonna like these mikan mochi. These are orange-flavored mochi, and I mean the packaging. When I saw the packaging, when I opened the box, this looks really nice. This looks very delectable. You get a lot of them in here, and they are all individually wrapped, so you can give them away as a gift, or to have them, so that means they don't kind of stick together. It smells like orange, and it almost looks like a bit of an orange segment as well, but it's so soft. Let's just try it. That is a really nice flavor. That's definitely one of the, yeah, no, this Mikan Mochi, these are definitely one of the favorites. That's just the right amount of orange flavor to not make you think, ooh, that's a bit artificial. That's just right. And of course it's mochi. Mochi is always good. But you can't have a Tokyotreat box without some Kit Kats. Salt lemon time. I remember a couple of months ago, I actually had salt lemon crackers, and they were really nice. So I'm actually interested to see what the Kit Kat variety is going to be like. So let's get this going here. I don't really need to tell you about Kit Kats because you know what a Kit Kat is. And I imagine this is based with white chocolate because this is the white chocolate shell. So let's give this a go. It smells lemony. Ooh, I would say this is more salt than lemon, but not by much. You definitely get the salty punch to this, definitely. That's a good flavour. I mean, before all of these snack boxes, I had no idea that salt and lemon could work well together, but turns out it does. Salted caramel? Ah, that's so 2011. Now, of course, one of the greatest nomenclatures for Japanese snacks is that you get Texas corn pizza. So it's Texas corn and pizza. And oh, it does smell a bit like pizza. And if it's like anything, the Calbee pizza crisps, like they're legendary. I mean, I've seen like £12 for a pack. This should actually be just as good. It's very corny, but I don't know. Not getting any tomato in there, so I'm not really sure about these, but I mean, they're nice corn snacks, but I'm not sure whether the pizza's getting through, honestly, but hey, I like the packaging, despite the fact there's no Texas in it. Now, I've had this before, Pandoro melon cookie, and I remember this being alright, considering I'm not a fan of melon, and it does come in a very cute panda form, and it made me convinced about melon cookies, so, again, yeah, my sentiment has not changed. They are just as good, so I'm not feeling as wary of this as melon, but there's a slight green hue to it, which does definitely tell you it's melon. We have Kit Kat, so now we've got another big brand here, Hello Kitty Star Milk Bread. It's still got that nice flavour of Japanese bread, so let's get into this one, shall we? It's very tough. Bouncy, but it's much tougher. Got a very nice creamy aftertaste to it though. But I'm not sure whether I like this to the other, like the Saikumomo bread, like the stuff that the sweet potato bread that I had with the Sakuraco box, but I mean, this is alright as like a small snack, but I think if it were any bigger, that might be a little bit of a problem. But other than that, it's alright. And then of course, we've got to have something rabbit themed. Full moon crackers. So you get 2 of them. So this one you can share, and it's like your typical senbei cracker. So let's just take a look at the varieties. It's crisp, savoury, and with 2 pieces, great for sharing. So it's crispy and a little bit salty too. And just like that, hang on. Oh, half moon. So there you go. Thank you very much, Sakuraco and Tokyotreat, for sponsoring this video. And if you'd like to try it for yourself, you can use my code LOOKOUT at checkout and get $5 off your first box. And I think you'll very much like this. Very good variety of flavours there. And of course, you get to experience a little bit of Japan before you can actually experience the country for yourself. Thank you once again, and I shall see you again for the next video. Catch you later.